What it is, y'all, it is what it ain't. It's your boy Rude Dog. Check this out, man. Yo, we about to go live. Yo, we got the motherfucking Dave Chappelle goes viral speaking on Shannon Sharp's arrest and all that, saying motherfucking Shannon Sharp's lawyer got a brand new target. We all know who that is. But anyways, though, we great roll on off into that though. But yo, we got some more things popping off. Yo, you see, we got the Hustle No Rest podcast back on up and popping. Yes, sir. We great make this shit jump off. Now, let's go ahead and get on off into the disclaimer. This is an adult channel. Adult things do happen. Adult things do go on. You will hear me talking. You will hear me talking shit. You will hear me saying some things that how you like, what the fuck? You want to know why I could do that? Why? Because it's my channel, nigga. Nah. But yo, for real, like though, parental discretion is advised as if you are under 18 watching this. You know what I mean? Real talk. Parental discretion is advised if you're under 18 watching this. But anyways, though, just know it's gonna be some smoking, talking crazy, and things gonna go down. So now let's make it happen. Damn, that was a long ass intro. But yo, let's go ahead and make it pop.
A Texas attorney who targeted Sean Diddy Combs with dozens of civil lawsuits on behalf of John and Jane Doe's allegedly victimized by the music mogul has a new target in his sights. NFL legend Shannon Sharp.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzz.
My career, it has happened many, many times since where someone would intimidate me or scare me and take something that I believe was mine. Get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe, because what's going down right now is straight up wild. Dave Chappelle just jumped headfirst into the heated drama between Shannon Sharp and attorney Tony Busby. And according to Dave and folks close to the scene, this lawsuit might not be as clean-cut as it looks. Word on the street, it's all part of a bigger setup meant to tear Shannon down and remind him that not everyone is cheering for his success. Let's break it down. Shannon's been making serious waves lately.
Yo, real talk. Shannon has been making serious waves lately, though. Because, like, though, hold on, let me get that off of there. Shannon has been making serious waves lately. Because, like, though, just with him and my that thing with Cat Williams, them two been sitting back, motherfucker, making waves with each other for a long ass fucking time. That Cat Williams thing really put Shannon Sharp on the map. Talking about, boy, Cat Williams got up on there and spilled the truth about motherfucking Hollywood, and motherfuckers was stunned. Niggas was stunned. That motherfuckers was like, no, dog, on phone him. Why you doing, dog, on phone him? Nah. Nah, like, though, for sure, for real, like, man, he got in their ass.
Show Club Shay Shay has become the spot for real talk. He's been letting voices like Cat Williams, Monique, and other heavy hitters spill all the shady Hollywood secrets nobody wants out. He's finally leveling up, getting real respect, and right when he's close to locking in a $100 million deal, boom, out of nowhere, this lawsuit hits like a sucker punch. And now Dave's stepping in, saying this move feels way too convenient. People in Dave's inner circle are claiming he warned Shannon something shady was coming, especially after that Cat Williams interview broke the internet. Biggest interview in YouTube history. Dave's saying this lawsuit feels more like a warning shot than anything else.
Most would have to run the streets for years to learn a lesson that profound. It took me 2 seconds. Never get between somebody and their paper.
Like the kind of silent threat that gets dropped when a powerful black man starts digging too deep and pulling back the curtain on how things really work in this game. But wait, Tony Busby ain't sitting back in silence. He's firing back with some serious heat. According to him, Shannon's camp already tried to throw $10 million at the alleged victim to keep things quiet. And here's the kicker. Shannon supposedly admitted to it. Now everybody's asking the same thing. If Shannon's really innocent, why try to pay someone off like that? Something's not adding up, and it gets even wilder. There's a recording floating around where Shannon allegedly threatens to choke the ish out of the woman involved. That's what's got the whole internet tripping right now. Like,
Shannon was like, I'ma choke that bitch. That bitch is choke. I'ma choke her. I'ma choke the shit out of her. Sorry, y'all, I had the shit on mute. I tried to catch it. But yeah, he's like, I'ma choke that bitch. That's what he said. I didn't say that, YouTube. Don't put that on me. I didn't say that. He said that. He said he's gonna choke her. I didn't say it. Cause YouTube was straight up motherfucker be like, take that shit down. No, but nah, yo, I didn't say it. He said that.
What's really going on here? Did Shannon really go too far? And now he's trying to flip the script like it's all just another attack on a successful black man speaking out? Or is Dave Chappelle right on target, calling it what it is, a shady, behind-the-scenes takedown by people who don't want the truth getting out?
I don't know that much shit. If you said that one more time, I'm gonna choke you out of you when I see you.
You see that? You see that? I didn't say that, YouTube. I didn't do it. This is the video. This is the video.
Let's break down this lawsuit real quick. On Sunday, April 20th, news broke that a woman, going by Jane Doe to stay anonymous, filed a serious legal claim against Shannon in Nevada. She's accusing him of some heavy stuff from a relationship that allegedly started after they met at a gym in LA sometime in 2023. And ever since, things have been spiraling out of control. And guess who's riding hard for her? Houston's own Tony Busby. Yeah.
Yo, for real talk, I don't know much about no Tony Busby, but I heard a lot about this cat though. I don't know too much about him, but I heard a lot about him.
That Tony Busby, the same legal shark who's made headlines going after everybody from NFL stars to even Jay-Z, though that one fizzled out fast. Now he's backing Jane Doe, and the claims she's bringing against Shannon are beyond explosive. In the lawsuit, she's saying Shannon crossed all kinds of lines during their short fling. According to her, Shannon, who's now 56, first started getting at her when she was just 19. She says he was relentless, chasing her down and refusing to take no for an answer. Then, it all allegedly spiraled into something much darker.
Shannon Sharp tried to make the whole thing go away with $10 million, but y'all, it didn't work.
Yo, for real, don't that sound like some Puffy shit? Yo, don't that sound like some Puffy shit? Because that motherfucker's like, yo, I give you 10 G's and shut the fuck up. Don't that sound like some Puffy shit? Just saying.
His legal team just confirmed that he offered his accuser at least $10 million during private mediation talks before she hit him with that $50 million sexual lawsuit.
She claims Shannon treated her like a straight-up object, choking her, threatening her, recording their private moments without her knowing, and even flashing those videos around. And it gets even more disturbing. She says Shannon once told her he wanted to mess her up so badly that no other man would ever want her again. That's chilling. But it doesn't stop there. The lawsuit also accuses Shannon of finding a way into her apartment complex without her permission. Then comes the scariest part. Jane Doe describes a moment where Shannon completely snapped with a gun right there in plain sight. This ain't just some messy breakup. These are serious claims, and the stakes are sky high. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe says she was terrified, like fearing for her life type of scared. She even tried to send her location to friends from her phone in case something went south. But Shannon allegedly caught her in the act, and that's when she claims he lost it, grabbed her by the neck and said, "If you ever do that again, I wolf and kick you."
Damn, that sound like a Puffy, Casey situation. You know what I mean? See, I said her name wrong. But yeah, we'll see. It sounds like another Puffy situation. I think them two niggas hung out together. I'm just keeping it real. That's just my situation. I'm just sitting here talking shit. I don't know if this shit's true, but I think these two niggas hung out together.
That's a chilling accusation, no matter how you slice it. And it doesn't stop there. Remember that wild Instagram live incident? The lawsuit brings that up too. Jane Doe says Shannon went live in September 2024 and accidentally exposed a private moment with another woman named Michelle. Now, Michelle's not involved in this lawsuit, but that IG Live situation, Jane Doe says it shook her to the core. She claims that clip left her emotionally wrecked, scared, confused, and deeply worried about her own health. She was even thinking about STDs and what might have happened behind her back. After seeing that, she says she tried to cut Shannon off for good, but he wouldn't let her go. According to Jane Doe, things took a turn for the worst.
He said, "Shorty, you ain't cut me off." But you see how he brought Oprah into the picture, though. Oprah be trying to stick her nose in every damn thing. Go ahead, Oprah.
Those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
not
exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
She says that on October 6, 2024, Shannon forced her into oral sex, holding her down while she cried, and it didn't end there. What she describes next gets even darker. Jane Doe is now claiming that things escalated into full-blown assault. She says Shannon raped her, and just when you think it couldn't get more disturbing, the lawsuit outlines another violent encounter. On January 2nd, 2025, she says Shannon forced her to perform oral sex again for about 2 minutes, and then
2 minutes. He said, "Bitch, give me a 2-minute sloppy." That's what he said. YouTube, that's what he said. He said, give her a 2-minute sloppy. That's what he did.
allegedly assaulted her for nearly 10 more. She says she was crying, begging him to stop the whole time, but he didn't. This lawsuit isn't just targeting Shannon's reputation, it's tearing down the image of him as a respected sports icon. Jane Doe's legal team is painting him as something much darker. The complaint describes him as a manipulative narcissist who's allegedly used his fame, money, and power to control, exploit, and violate women for years behind closed doors. Now, Jane Doe says she's done being quiet. She's fighting back with everything she's got, demanding a jury trial and coming for $50 million in damages. She wants the world to know what she says happened, and she's not holding anything back. And Shannon, he didn't stay silent. His first move was bold. He fired off a statement through his lawyer, Lanny Davis, straight to social media. But he didn't stop there. He dropped Jane Doe's real name, Gabriela Zuniga. And get this, turns out Zuniga isn't new to the spotlight either. Turns out, Gabriela Zuniga has a bit of a spotlight herself. She's got a presence on OnlyFans and Instagram under the name @SheIsCarly. And in Shannon's official clapback, his lawyer came with claims, saying there are text messages between Shannon and Zuniga that supposedly prove everything between them was totally consensual. But here's the shady part. No actual screenshots were dropped, just quotes. No receipts, just words. According to Shannon's legal team, Zuniga allegedly sent him some wild messages. Things like asking him to use a dog collar and even telling him she wanted to have his baby. Yeah, they're saying it was that kind of relationship.
Yo, see, now I don't that seem kind of questionable though. Motherfuckers dragging his name through the mud. But homegirl sit here and said that she literally will take all of that with him. I mean, will take all of that he's delivering. So, is this truly a motherfucking rape situation? Ask yourself.
Shannon's lawyer, Lanny Davis, is brushing off the whole lawsuit as nothing but a blatant and cynical attempt to bleed Shannon for millions. He's not mincing words either, calling the accusations lies, twisted stories, and totally fake. And when it comes to that audio clip, the one where Shannon's supposedly threatening her, the lawyer says it's been edited on purpose. According to him, it was a consensual moment taken completely out of context to make it sound like something criminal.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay. When you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Bottom line, from Shannon's side, his team insists that everything between him and Zuniga.
Don't that seem kind of conspiracy though? because that damn near everybody that come up and get that motherfucking spot to where they got the motherfucking little thing to where they making a little bit more money now. All of a sudden they crazy. All of a sudden something wrong with them. All of a sudden, see, people would never let you leave this game clean. That's one thing you got to know. If you're coming into Hollywood, believe me, they pulling dirt on your ass.
Was part of a mutual adult relationship. Nothing more, nothing less. Shannon's legal team is doubling down, saying the whole thing was just role play, filled with wild language and fantasy stuff that Zuniga herself supposedly asked for. His lawyers standing tall, claiming Shannon completely denies ever forcing or hurting her, especially the serious accusation of rape. In fact, he's calling the whole case a straight-up blackmail attempt, saying he won't fold to what he sees as a setup. But Shannon didn't stop at just a statement. He hit the internet with a video, and he came out swinging. In it, he calls the lawsuit a full-blown shakedown. Then he took direct shots at attorney Tony Busby, accusing him of targeting black men. Shannon even brought up how Busby once tried going after Jay-Z, using it as proof that the lawyer's playing media games instead of chasing real justice. And Shannon's not just defending, he's going on the offensive. He made it loud and clear. He's planning to sue both Zuniga and Busby for defamation. But here's where it gets messy for real. Shannon's own lawyer had to admit something big. That earlier this year, Shannon did offer Zuniga $10 million to settle things quietly. Now people are seriously raising eyebrows. Like, how can Shannon be calling her a liar while also trying to pay her off to keep quiet? Something's not adding up. And the internet's watching every move. Now here's the real question everybody's asking. If none of this is true, why didn't Shannon just hit her with a defamation lawsuit from the jump? Why try to drop a $10 million bag behind the scenes instead of letting the courts handle it? That's the part that's got people scratching their heads. And Tony Busby, he wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back on Instagram defending his client and exposing what he sees as a major contradiction. He posted, "On the one hand, Mr. Sharp and his lawyers say the case filed by Jane Doe is completely baseless. Yet on the other hand, they've now admitted that Mr. Sharp offered Jane Doe $10 million in writing not to go through with the lawsuit. That's not just talk, that's facts." Even Shannon's own camp confirmed that the offer was real. But here's the twist. Jane Doe straight up rejected the money, no hesitation. She said no to the hush cash and chose to face this battle in court. Now she's going full throttle with this legal war. Meanwhile, Shannon's team is flipping the whole situation, trying to label her as a liar, expose her name, and discredit everything she's claiming. And just like Busby predicted, they've officially turned the heat on him too. Shannon's crew is coming after Tony hard, exactly like he said they would. But Tony Busby ain't budging. He says he and his client are standing 10 toes down, and they're not backing off no matter how messy this gets. And just when it seemed like this saga couldn't get any wilder, boom, Dave Chappelle's name gets dragged deeper into the fire. Word on the street is, people close to Dave are saying he tried to warn Shannon ahead of time.
Everybody tried to make it clear that what's going on with Shannon Sharp is motherfucking some real crazy shit, because this bitch sitting, because this chick sit here saying that he did all of this, but yet on the same end, okaying this in text messages because she got a fan page. Sit back and look at this, man. This is a setup.
Gave him a heads up that something shady was coming down the pipeline. And the reason? Shannon's been out here handing the mic to folks like Cat Williams, people who don't hold back and definitely don't play nice with Hollywood's power players. Shannon's been creating a space for voices to call out the industry's biggest names. And apparently, that ruffled some serious feathers. According to the insiders, Dave straight up told him, they don't like it when you start shaking the table and acting like you run the place. That's a heavy warning. And now, with this lawsuit storming in, it's starting to look like Dave wasn't just talking, he was predicting. And the fans, oh, they're wide awake, catching every detail. A lot of people are pointing fingers at the timing of this lawsuit, calling it real suspicious. It dropped right when the buzz was building that Shannon was about to land a $100 million media deal. That's no small move, that's generational money. And just like Dave Chappelle said, those kinds of deals never come without strings attached. You play by their rules or they snatch that bag back quick. You get out of line, start making too much noise, giving the mic to the wrong people, and suddenly the rug gets yanked from under you. But now it's taking a whole new twist because folks are starting to dig deep, asking who really wins from all this drama, who gains from Shannon getting knocked off his path. Some say the whole thing smells like a setup, a strategic hit to keep Shannon in check right when he was
See, they called it. The whole thing smells like a setup. To me, it do. It smells like a setup.
leveling up and stepping into that major league space. He was building real power, locking in deals, and giving a platform to people who don't follow Hollywood's playbook. And then out of nowhere, boom, a scandal big enough to tear it all down. The timing's got people side-eyeing everything. Now the fan base is split right down the middle. Some folks are standing 10 toes down for Shannon, saying he's being targeted just for getting too bold, too fast. They believe this whole thing is about power, and that Shannon is just the latest example of what happens when a successful black man starts moving without permission. No gatekeepers, no filter, just leveling up on his own terms. But not everyone's buying it. A whole other side is seriously side-eyeing Shannon right now. They're wondering if there's truth in Jane Doe's claims, and if the man they've been watching on camera all these years might be hiding a whole other side. Meanwhile, social media is going nuts. People are digging up everything. Old interviews, podcast clips, old tweets, trying to piece together the real story. What's facts? What's cap? Nobody's letting a single detail slide. And Dave Chappelle still staying low, not saying a word out loud. But the streets are buzzing heavy, saying Dave is sitting back, watching this whole thing unfold exactly like he warned it would. Now the pressure's getting real. Every move Shannon makes is under a microscope. And media outlets, they're already out here digging through his past, hunting for anything that could back up the storm he's caught in. Now it's a full-on battle to either prove Jane Doe's claims or blow massive holes through them.
We'll see. It goes back to what I'm saying. They will not let you leave this game clean. I'm telling you, man, Hollywood is a motherfucker. Once you get off in that shit, that's what it is.
People online are pulling out all the receipts, past relationships, throwback interviews, and even how Shannon's talked about women on his own show. And some folks are saying, yo, Shannon been showing us who he really is. We just didn't want to believe it. But then there's the flip side. Fans who say something's off, they're calling foul on the timing. Like, seriously, why now? Why drop this bomb right when Shannon's name is everywhere, his show's skyrocketing, and he's staring down a $100 million empire? Some people are shouting that this is classic sabotage, a hit job because Shannon refuses to play by the industry's rules. And with Dave Chappelle's warning still echoing in people's heads, a whole lot of folks are starting to think maybe Dave wasn't just being dramatic, maybe he was telling the real truth. Meanwhile, Tony Busby is tossing more gas on the fire, teasing that even more evidence is coming, and that what's already public, that's just the beginning. He says the next wave of receipts is gonna make everything even clearer. Jane Doe's standing firm, no backing down, and Shannon, he's digging in deep, promising to fight this all the way, not just in court, but out in the spotlight, where the whole world's watching. And just when you thought this fire couldn't burn any hotter, boom, now there's talk that more women might be ready to come forward. Word on the street is that a few insiders close to the situation are saying this might not be a one-time thing. Rumors are swirling that other women who've had past run-ins with Shannon are sitting back, watching real close, and they just might be ready to speak up too. People are already asking the hard question. If even one more woman steps forward, what happens then? Right now, it's one woman's word against his. But if more voices start chiming in, this whole case could flip fast. That would be a total game changer. And let's keep it real. The industry always plays blind until the noise gets way too loud to ignore. That's when the real damage hits. Meanwhile, Shannon's team is doing everything they can to control the narrative. They're going all in to paint him as the target of a dirty smear campaign, trying to say this whole thing is a setup to take him down just when he was winning big. A classic takedown move. But with every new twist, every new rumor, and every detail leaking out, it's getting harder and harder for folks to know what's real and who's actually telling the truth. The fans are still split. Some are standing firm behind Shannon, saying this whole situation is just a hit job to stop him from breaking into that elite media circle. They're calling it a setup, plain and simple. But others, they're waiting, watching, and wondering if this is just the start of something way bigger. And on the flip side, some folks aren't buying any of the excuses. They're saying even if every single allegation turns out to be false, Shannon still moved reckless. Like, let's be real, a 56-year-old man messing with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model? That's raising a lot of eyebrows. One user on X said, Shannon Sharpe is a 50-plus-year-old man. That girl was 19 when they met in 2023, younger than his youngest child. He's a mess. I don't feel bad for him. He had no business doing that. And another one chimed in with, a lack of sexual discipline will really have you out here looking crazy. Then it got even deeper. People started dragging him for allegedly paying for race play with a white woman born after Chris Paul got drafted, while he himself was born during the Jim Crow era. Now folks are saying he looks insane on multiple levels. But what do you think?
But yo, let me go ahead and go in on that real quick. We all know that Shannon Sharpe is off into some bullshit to begin with anyways. So let's just go ahead and just keep it real. He getting caught in that Puffy shit. So basically, he's gonna try to pay his way out just like Puffy is. He probably gonna get into some shit. He's probably trying to motherfucker hurry up and clean his name before shit starts sounding off. But anyways, that's how it go. I'm up out of here. Rude dog. Podcast back up and jumping. Holla at your